All right, let's jump right in. Today, we're going to talk about one of the biggest trends blowing up in the wellness world right now, colostrum supplements. You've probably heard it called liquid gold, and we're here to figure out what all the hype is really about. You hear it called that for a reason. I mean, think about it. Colostrum is the very first thing a newborn gets. It's literally packed with everything they need to kickstart their entire system. It's powerful, it's fundamental, and for new life, it's absolutely essential. Okay, so that leads to the million-dollar question, right? If this is the superfood for infants, why on earth are so many adults suddenly adding it to their smoothies and wellness routines? Let's get into it. So first things first, we've got to understand what we're even talking about. What is this stuff, really? And what makes it so different that it gets a nickname like liquid gold? So here's the deal. Colostrum is this pre-milk fluid that's produced in the first few days right after birth. But calling it milk doesn't really do it justice. It's completely supercharged with immune cells for defense, growth factors for development, and enzymes to get digestion going. It's basically a biological jumpstart kit.
Now, the supplements you see on the shelves, they're coming from bovine colostrum, from cows. And when you put it side by side with regular, mature milk, wow, it's not even a fair fight. Colostrum is just way, way more concentrated. We're talking a whole different level of nutrient density, protein, and especially those all-important antibodies.
Okay, so with a profile like that, you can see why people are getting so excited about the potential health benefits, right? It makes you wonder, what can all that good stuff actually do for an adult body?
And what the research is starting to show is that this isn't just some one-trick pony. It looks like it could be a really versatile tool for your body, helping out with everything from your immune system to the health of your gut.
So what are the big hitters here? Why are people so interested? Well, for starters, that huge concentration of antibodies points directly to immune support. But beyond that, people are looking at it for its potential to help prepare the gut lining, encourage good bacteria, and maybe even improve skin health. But out of all of those, there's one area that's getting a ton of buzz, and that's gut health. We're learning more every single day about how central a healthy gut is to our overall well-being, and it seems like colostrum might play a really direct role here. So how does it actually do that? Well, remember those growth factors we mentioned? They can help strengthen the actual wall of your gut. This is a huge deal because it can help reduce what a lot of people call leaky gut. By tightening up that barrier and calming inflammation, your body can do a much better job of absorbing nutrients and protecting itself. All right, let's switch gears a bit and look at a really specific group that's paying attention. Athletes. I mean, when your whole game is about pushing your body to the absolute limit, recovery and resilience are everything. You see, athletes are really starting to notice this stuff, and it's because it does something that your typical whey protein just doesn't. While whey is fantastic for muscle repair, colostrum brings this whole other dimension to the table. It offers that unique support for your immune system and your gut, which is absolutely critical for bouncing back and staying healthy when you're training hard. Okay, so we've talked about all this exciting potential, but now we gotta hit the brakes for a second and talk about safety. Because like any supplement, this is not something you should just start taking on a whim. Look, this is super important. You have to be smart about this. So here's a quick checklist. First off, if you have a dairy allergy, this is probably a no-go. You also have to check if it could interact with any medications you're taking. Third, quality and ethical sourcing really matter. You want to make sure the calves are getting what they need first. And I can't stress this enough, the last step is non-negotiable. Talk to a healthcare professional first. So let's say you've done all that. You've talked to your doctor, and you're thinking this might be a good fit for you. What's next? What does it look like in practice? You'll find it in a few different forms, which makes it pretty easy to use. The powders are super popular for adding to smoothies, but you can also just take capsules if that's easier. But here's the bottom line. Always, and I mean always, follow the dosage on the label, and please do a little digging to find a reputable brand that you can trust. And this brings us to a really, really important point we need to land on. While all of this potential is incredibly exciting, the science is, well, it's still young. This is a field that is very much evolving, and there's still a lot for us to learn. So the big question for you is, could nature's first food be your next wellness tool? The answer is going to depend on you, your health, your goals, and of course, that conversation with your doctor. The potential? It's definitely there. But the final call? That's for you to decide.